I'm sorry for being late. It seems London has a strange ability to slow down every carriage just when one needs to be on time the most.
It's quite all right. In fact, you arrived 3 minutes earlier than I predicted.
Oh, should I feel flattered or analyzed?
Both, if you'll allow it. I deduced the time based on your footsteps as you entered the door. Not hurried, yet not leisurely. That suggests you respect the appointment, but are not anxious.
It's rather unnerving to sit opposite someone who can read others like an open book.
I don't read you. I merely observe. The difference is that reading often comes with judgment, while observation does not.
A very clever answer. I am Elizabeth Bennet.
Sherlock Holmes. I've heard you have a talent for making ordinary conversations lively.
And I've heard you can make conversations intense.
I hope today will be an exception.
Then let's start lightly. What do you usually do on weekend afternoons like this?
Analyze things that seem unworthy of analysis. For example, why that waiter is pouring coffee more slowly than usual, or why you chose to sit facing the window.
Then I confess. I chose this seat because the light makes the face of the person opposite more pleasant.
A very subtly disguised compliment.
Not entirely. I just don't want this conversation to become too serious. After all, we're merely two strangers chatting idly in a cafe.
No encounter is entirely random, Miss Bennet.
I don't believe too much in fate. I believe in choices. And today, I chose to sit here.
Then, I am deeply honored to be part of that choice.
Do you ever feel weary of always thinking?
Yes, but when I stop thinking, the world becomes noisier. Analysis is the only way I maintain order in my mind.
I'm the opposite. I overthink when I try not to think.
An interesting paradox. Perhaps that's why you enjoy conversation.
And perhaps that's why you enjoy listening, though you'd never admit it.
You're not a bad observer yourself.
I've been learning from the best in the past 30 minutes.
Then I'm afraid I'm teaching my trade incorrectly.
Not at all. I find it fascinating. It's rare to have a conversation where people aren't trying to appear clever, but simply curious about each other.
Perhaps that's why I agreed to meet you today.
Oh, I thought you came out of intellectual curiosity.
No, I came for something far simpler.
What?
I wanted to see if someone could make me forget to analyze everything, even if just for one afternoon.
Then, Mr. Holmes, I am honored to take up that challenge.
Very well then.
We still have plenty of time. What would you like to talk about next?
Perhaps about you. But this time, not through deduction.
So, what do you do when you're not analyzing people in cafes?
I solve problems. Problems that others overlook because they're too complex or too troublesome.
That sounds like a rather arrogant self-description.
Perhaps. But truth often sounds more arrogant than necessary.
And when you've solved those problems, what do you feel?
A sense of completion, clarity, neatness, like tidying a chaotic room in my mind.
And people? Do you ever find them more troublesome than cases?
Frequently. People don't follow logic. They act on emotions, memories, things that can't be measured.
And that bothers you?
No. It's just, I'm not good at handling things without rules.
How interesting. I'm the opposite. I live by the things that can't be measured. Emotions, impressions, intuition.
Intuition is often just deduction without a name.
Do you always have to analyze everything like that?
Almost always. If I don't, I feel like I'm wasting my ability.
But does that ability make you happy?
An interesting question. I think happiness isn't my goal.
Then what is your goal?
Clarity. When everything becomes clear, I feel at peace.
And I find life most beautiful when it's a little hazy.
Why is that?
Because if everything is clear, there's no room left for hope or surprise.
Do you believe in surprises?
I believe in unplanned moments, like this meeting.
Actually, this meeting wasn't entirely random.
I suspected as much. But I didn't ask because I like to think some things should remain unexamined.
Are you saying I overanalyze?
No, I just think sometimes feeling a person is more important than understanding them.
And how are you feeling me?
As someone very intelligent but a little lonely.
Do you always speak so directly?
Only when I think the person opposite is strong enough to hear it.
Or accustomed enough to the truth?
Perhaps.
Do you ever feel you have to pretend to be smarter or less intelligent just to fit in with others?
Yes, many times. But then I realized the most exhausting thing is adjusting yourself to be accepted.
I've never thought of it that way.
So, today, are you trying to be a more agreeable version of yourself?
Perhaps. But I don't feel it's a sacrifice.
Good. Because I wouldn't want to talk to a pretended version of you.
Fortunately, I don't have the energy to pretend for that long.
I think we're quite different.
And that's why this conversation hasn't been boring at all.
Do you believe two very different people can still understand each other?
I think understanding is possible. But connection, that's a different equation.
An equation without a solution?
Or one I'm not in a hurry to solve.
It seems the afternoon is coming to an end.
Yes. But I have a feeling the conversation isn't.
Perhaps I should leave soon. I don't want to turn this meeting into something hard to name.
Why is that?
Because when things become too clear, people start to expect.
And you don't like expectations?
I'm more afraid of disappointment.
A very human reflex.
You say that as if you're outside of it.
I used to believe I could stand apart from all emotions. But today, I'm not so sure.
What changed your mind?
The way you are silent, not trying to fill the gaps, not seeking to impress. You let things happen naturally.
Perhaps because I'm not trying to be remembered.
Yet you still make people remember.
Do you know what I find strangest about you?
I imagine many things.
That you listen, not to refute, not to analyze, but to understand.
Perhaps because this time, I want to understand a person, not a problem.
So, have you understood me?
I understand that you dislike being boxed in, that you value honesty more than cleverness, and that you're far stronger than you appear.
You speak as if you've observed me for a long time.
Perhaps I have, but not in my usual way.
Then, in what way?
In the way of someone who is gradually coming to care.
You know, I once thought I'd never feel comfortable around someone who always sees right through people.
And now?
Now I think, perhaps you don't see through me. You're just seeing me as I am.
If so, then it's the rare thing I've done right without deduction.
It's getting late.
Yes, that's right.
We should end this meeting here.
I agree. An ending just sufficient to leave us wanting more.
You always speak as if everything is an equation.
Not this time. This time, I'm leaving the answer open.
If one day you want to continue this conversation,
Then I'll remember this cafe on a weekend afternoon.
Good. Because I don't like promises that are too definite.
Fortunately, neither do I.